It's going to be the Indiana Pacers. So I believe they're 8-5, and they are the third or fourth seed in the East, depending on how games go. But they've gotten off to a fast start. They always make the playoffs. They made a move for LeVert, got rid of Oladipo. What are your thoughts on this team, Noel?
So this is one of my favorite teams in the NBA right now. I think they're going to struggle because LeVert had this little mass in his kidney. He's going to be out in a period of time.
I hope he gets better from that.
Yeah, so that was a scary injury. I'm hoping for fast recovery on that. So they're going to struggle without him. But in the long term, I love that trade. I think LeVert really is a guy who could be a superstar level of any team. I think he proved that in the bubble with that Nets team who didn't really have anything last year. And then also just the Sabonis-Turner duo, which you touched on in our other video of the 25. They are a dynamic duo, to say the least. They impress me a lot. And then this team just has other pieces around who can stretch the floor. They have Malcolm Brogdon, who's been playing well. My man Dougie McBuckets, he's been playing. He's been shooting the ball well.
Lights out.
One thing I'm curious is, correct me if I'm wrong, they still have both Holidays besides Drew, the other two?
I believe so. And then they also have TJ Warren, who's been injured for the majority of the year.
Yeah, so they're a deep team. And my big thing that I'm curious to watch is if either of the other two Holidays can turn into Drew Holiday, because he is a stud defender. He's one of the best two-way players. And if they could, I mean, they're brothers, so they seem like they have the potential. If they can turn into two more Drew Holidays to have two more two-way players, a lot of twos right there. This team could really be a contender. And one of my hot takes is if this team goes up and lives up to their potential and LeVert comes back up injury playing good, I like this team over the Boston Celtics. You heard it here first. So I'm pretty hot on this team. I think a lot of people aren't as hot as I am, but I'm curious your thoughts on them and their trade.
Yeah, so I don't think the Holidays will ever turn into Drew Holiday. So that's number one. Number two, that duo is definitely really solid. We did touch on that. Sabonis has been awesome. People kind of got on his case for maybe he didn't deserve to be in the All-Star game, but I think he's proven all those guys wrong. Miles Turner's defense is ridiculous. My only thing with them is in the NBA now, to get far in the playoffs, you do need a star. And whether any of these guys on this team can be that bona fide top 10 star player is to be seen. Now, I do like the LeVert trade a lot. Oladipo's on the last year of his contract, didn't want to be there, hasn't really playing all that well since he got that huge injury. And LeVert has been young, playing really well in the bubble. He looked great with the opportunities he was given. And I think he's just a perfect fit for this Pacers team, kind of a low-key guy. You don't see his name in the media a ton, but he does his job and he does it well. Same with Brogdon, same with McBuckets. My thing is the star power is just not there yet. Whether LeVert can turn into that, maybe whether Sabonis can, that's what they're missing. And also, they don't really have a great wing defenders, I would say. McBuckets isn't. TJ Warren's injured now, but we've seen what Jimmy Butler's done to him in the past. So that's my thing is how do they match up against the KDs, the Giannis, the Tatum, and all those guys? And that's where I'm a little bearish on them compared to you. But I think they definitely are a team that could, get to the second round depending on who they draw. But yeah, they are an interesting squad for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree with you. And obviously I'm on the hype. And I think I'm more with most people. But I think that when I say that they could make runs, this year I think they can make an upset first round. But I think it's really about the future. And I think the main piece is going to be how LeVert develops.
Yeah.
And I think LeVert is a better player than Oladipo. I've just liked him more. I just think because he's a little bit more consistent, I would say. But they are very similar. So I am curious about this Pacers team. I'm pretty high on them, but I'm interested to watch them for the rest of the season and seeing how they all kind of mesh.
Yeah.
Definitely an interesting team.
Yeah, for sure.